Oh no. All right, get some hot water here. Okay, so cottage cheese pancakes. Henry liked them. I thought they were okay. Levi, not the biggest fan. Still a good start to the day. I have talked Levi into a full day off from collecting logs. We're supposed to get like 5 to 12 inches of snow today. So I've talked him into hanging out inside with me so that I can just get a ton of stuff done and he can kind of man-on-man coverage with the kids. We have been just absolutely blowing out our baby clothes lately. So it's time for some laundry. So I'm totally not going to get to all of this today. Part of that problem is that I only have so much room for hang drying clothes. This is our dog drying towel. It's not going to get washed today. Want to grab it? Pull it down. Good job. Towel. Yeah, towel. So I hang just damp stuff up to dry and then it goes in the bag because we'll only hit the laundromat like every other week at most. So this bag will get really, really nasty. Where'd you go? There you are. Nope, we're gonna leave that towel. So mainly at home, like Levi and I, we both have some really nice merino wool. And then I have some really nice like 100% cotton stuff that I don't want to be running in just the laundromat washers. I don't want to do this really nice stuff. And I crank up the heat in the dryers at the laundromat. And obviously, especially the wool, doesn't need to be any heat. So, okay, that water's not hot enough. So we're gonna let it warm up. We're gonna go give the chickens some hot water and some scraps. What do I need? I need a bucket for my drain. I'll check for eggs. I don't think I need to do anything else. Just a bucket for the drain. Okay. All right, and we'll do chickens. What's the temperature?
12.
Oh, geez. It was like in the 40s, so I keep going outside and then being shocked when I'm frozen without a coat on. Do you want to come out, Gus? Now that we cooled back off, we have to actually check for eggs multiple times a day. When it was in the 40s, we were slacking. But we're in the T11, I think. Levi said it's a little breezy today, and definitely feels like it's gonna snow out here. So. That wind chill is no joke. I'm really glad that I talked Levi into taking today off. He has been working so incredibly hard to get logs for our bathhouse build this summer. I think it's gonna be like 60 or 70 logs we need total, and he has just been cutting trees and dragging them all over the place, making sure they're the right size, the right length. He's been really working his tail off, and he really needs like a total relaxed day. And obviously watching two babies, a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old, is not necessarily a day off, but a day where he does not have to come outside and break his back all day. I'm super happy that he's doing this, and I use YouTube as an excuse to get him to take a break. All right, what do we got? Just 2. All right, just 2 very pretty blues. Let's see if it'll focus on those. There's that tree that we dropped in the garden. Look out. Well, Levi went ahead and cut it up a bit, but you're kind of just waiting in waist deep snow. So you might leave it like that for now. He did get it kind of off my fence and get that pulled back up, but that all worked out pretty well. I mean, it didn't go as planned, but he didn't hit a single post, so that's awesome. But just look. Look at all these logs, people. That's one of 3 piles that are all about the same size. 4 piles. All right, so this will be my drain bucket for the washer. Something in there. Like I said, I haven't done laundry inside in a while, so we'll get the washer going, and I don't think I need to do anything else out here. I'll grab some firewood on the way in. So I really am trying to push this day off on Levi, if you can't tell. Big thing with this washer is making sure that it's not on drain mode, which would come out here while I'm loading it with water. Ask me how I know. I've done that before. Anyway. Oh geez, these are heavy. So this is one of the, just this washer in general, like it does the job. It uses like a lot of water per clothing weight. It doesn't have a lot of power, so it like takes a lot of water to swish the clothes, like more water than like a normal washer would, if that makes sense. Anyway, we'll get this filled up with water. I'll get the hot water mixed in just so it's kind of a warm. This water stays kind of cold, hanging out against the wall by the fridge. This does leak a little bit. It's just kind of, it's a little older. I've had it for a few years, so it's good to have that drain ready. I should title today's video like why we're building the bathhouse. But I'm not only doing laundry today. I've got some breakfast burritos that I have already made the ingredients. I just need to make the actual burritos. Have to get that done today. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I promised Levi salmon patties for dinner, which means I have to make the rolls. I have to make the tartar sauce. I like to make my own mayo to make my own tartar sauce. So I figured it'd be fun to show you all of that too. So it really wouldn't be fair to title it why we're building a bathhouse. But when we have a whole bathhouse, we can have like a whole stackable washer and dryer, and we're gonna go pretty all out with it, and I'm really excited about it. The thing is, the room I'm standing in right now is supposed to be the boys' room someday, so it scared me. It's leaking. So that's why. Also, we need the bathhouse. I couldn't, like, it would make sense just throw a stackable washer and dryer here for right now, but in the long run, that's just not going to work. Just a bit. Kind of warm it up. For those of you that don't know, we are totally off grid here, and most of you should know, but we run on solar, and obviously today there is not much sun. So we get the generator going. Also, just that washer is really gonna wear down the battery life. This box Levi built last winter. It's very well insulated. this exhaust pipe kind of doesn't collect it all, so we have to leave it open a little bit. But this has been saving our lives on the winter generator problems. It would help if I would push the choke in. I'm like, why is it dying? Anyway, the generator life has been going super well for us this winter. Knock on wood, crossed fingers, now that I said something. And I think the insulated box has been helping a lot. Said it a few times, but it's absolutely chilly out there. Okay, now breakfast. We'll do breakfast burritos first, and then. Well, should I do breakfast burritos first? No. Maybe I'll get the buns started so that those start raising, and then I'll do breakfast burritos while those are raising. That makes sense. All right. Oh, I've got to do some dishes first. Never fails. Okay. Here's my recipe: flour, water, eggs, butter, sugar. Yes, my dishes are stacked up. Yes, I'm going to let them stay somewhat stacked up because I've kind of got a list of things that I want to get done. Dishes can wait till after dinner. What else do I need out of this? I'm going to call it 28 inches before the snow. They're saying 5 to 12. So by tonight, it's supposed to be over. So maybe we'll see what we're looking at by morning if it's still snowing. So I just edited a video where we had 39 inches of snow. So the fact that we're down to 28, it's done a lot of shrinking. Okay, so this says to do warm water. This water is like way too hot. So let's go swap out the laundry while it cools off. I don't want to kill my yeast. I think it's like 105 degrees and this is like 150. So let's go swap out the laundry. All right, so we'll let it start draining. Just goes over here into the spin cycle. This isn't going to dry it. It's just going to spin all the moisture out. To add a touch of vinegar will help get rid of the detergent, since I don't, at least on our clothes, I don't do a rinse cycle because it would take double the water, right? And when I did, the couple times I did do a rinse cycle, it just didn't really seem to make a difference anyway. But if I squish a little vinegar in with the spin cycle, that's supposed to dissolve the detergent. That's the word I'm looking for, dissolve. So you want to do all of them at once, but you squish them down. It's going to act like it's going to take off. Ta-da! So that runs for about 5 minutes. I usually go for 10. Then everything dries way faster on the, words are hard. Everything dries way faster on the line if I go for 10 minutes. So I'll just let it go and I'll do it again. And that saves that like scrunching out the water. Takes like, you'd be surprised how much muscle that takes to scrunch it out. So we'll make sure the bucket doesn't overflow, get it dumped and go again. Much better. It's nap time, so I'm trying to tone down my voice. Okay, now I'll get my recipe back out. That's why I don't film a lot of cooking. It's like, it's hard to share. So it'll be 1/2 ounce of yeast. Just when I thought I was ready to go. 1 package of yeast. Trust me, you don't want me to use my package of yeast. 1/2 ounce. Okay. Let's try this again. I already messed this up once. So this mix is going to sit. I'll get the stove going and get it warming up. It's going to sit over there for like 15 minutes and it's going to start foaming and we're going to go wrap up more laundry and hope Sam doesn't wake up. It doesn't really sound like Henry's sleeping. You know when I was like, I'm going to make sure this bucket doesn't get too full? I didn't. Okay, that's foaming up nicely, but you ever just realize you kind of need to like clean up a little bit before you keep going? I need to clean up a little bit, so hold on a second. Right, so now we're gonna go for the eggs. See the eggs we collected this morning. How satisfying is that? Nice big eggs. Okay, I melted the butter. Firing out that waiting. How ahead am I? Pretty ahead. 6 tablespoons of white sugar. That was 6 tablespoons of butter, in case you're curious. I will link these recipes, and if I forget to, I'll link them in the description. If I forget to, yell at me, and I'll. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of sugar. 5, 6. That's probably why they taste so good. 2.5 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2.5-ish. And 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I usually have my great big olive oil from Costco, but I'm out, so. I think the olive oil is to go in the bowl afterwards. That's what I get for going too fast. That's all right. That's for a double batch, by the way. It's only a pound of flour for a normal batch. But I do my dough by hand anyway, so I'll kind of have a good idea if, like, I kind of know the consistency I'm looking for. Okay, that's still ounces. Yeah, see, I would almost deem that leaning on too much flour, so that's why I stopped and went by feel. I don't trust recipes anymore with their flour amounts. Okay, that dough is a little bit more dense than I would usually like it just by feel. So I'm probably gonna let it rise a little bit longer. It's not gonna 100% fix it, but I think it's okay. It's just not as perfect as I usually like. So it's gonna rise, I believe, for like an hour. That's why I always start this recipe really early, and I like to double it, but it just never fails. When I double it, I always make mistakes. I don't know why. So we'll let it rise for an hour. Sam's waking up, so I'm gonna get him taken care of. You want the wrap? So everyone decided to rejoin us so we can talk again. But I'm wrapping up the burritos. We're getting those finished up. And then I have got to do some dishes. And then we'll circle back and make the salmon patties for dinner. I also think last time, like last winter when I cooked indoors like this, I'm pretty sure I did all the exact same food. So I guess I'm not really good at like mixing it up. But Levi and Henry checked for eggs. See if I can get this to focus. Look at that color. That's my favorite egg. It comes from the chicken with the fluffy head. Oh, so let's see. Refocus. Favorite color eggs, like that dark green olive I was talking about. All 6 chickens laid an egg today. It's the middle of February. It's snowing. It's like 10 degrees outside. It's crazy town. So we love it. Let's make some homemade mayonnaise to then make homemade tartar sauce. It is 1 cup of oil. Okay. It's like, watch it be half a cup. So confident I am. Okay. And that's the thing I always do on accident is crack the egg first. So we need to go to like 1.25 cups. Right. To make up for that egg liquid. Let the egg settle. So this is like kind of tricky. I've messed it up many a times, and any recipe you read will tell you it's tricky. You have to you want your egg to be in the, like you want that to cover your egg. What's the word for it? The blender, the immersion blender, the blade. You want that to like push that down on the egg so that it's all the way down, and then you hold it there for like until like all is starting to look like mayo, and then you can kind of mix it. But I'll show you. Okay, that's gonna charge. So we'll cut up the pickles. For the tartar sauce, there is no recipe to look for in the description. I literally just dice up pickles and mix it with my mayonnaise. And I will mix in like a little extra Dijon mustard. We're just gonna go real small pickle chunks and throw it in the mayo once I actually make mayo. So my immersion blender is still super dead. I've waited long enough. So we're gonna that's just gonna have to wait. So this will be our first time using the canned salmon this year. Pretty exciting. So we always start with our frozen salmon. So we've been eating a ton of frozen salmon, and we got really tired of it here for a bit. We decided we are now ready to dive into the canned. The thing about, that smells good. The thing about salmon, the thing that we have found, we were told, and we found with salmon, is that after so much time being frozen, it really gets fishy. And we would definitely agree with that. So we only freeze so much of it. Frankly, this year we probably froze a little too much. And then we'll can the rest. And I will find something to do with that oil. So I don't follow a recipe for the salmon patties. I just kind of make them the way I see fit. So I've used a ton of eggs today. On the breakfast burritos, I already had the ingredients ready. But that was a dozen eggs. I made a dozen eggs to bring to the Super Bowl watch party. I was going to say Super Bowl party, but it was just hanging out watching it. Anyway. Had a lot of eggs, so it's good to be using so many. So just do it like this, kind of goofy goober. Like I just do an egg for some binding, some flour to kind of like dry it out a little bit, I guess. Like if it's too moist, it's like impossible to work with it. And then I'll add some of this mustard. Just kind of go crazy with it. Do a little garlic salt. It's one of those. I think it just kind of depends who you are, what you put in it. Garlic salt. Oh yeah, a little bit of Dijon mustard gives a little spice. Oh geez. Let's see if this wants to work, huh? maybe it's just like broken. Were you gonna go to the Connex anyway to take the freezer stuff in? Do you know right where that's at? Do you mind grabbing it? I have another one.
I told you I would.
Levi's gonna go get my other one. Thank you for getting this, dear.
It's probably gonna need charged too.
I think this is just a plug-in one. They're really expensive to get. This one, I want to learn to make soap, but that like does some chemical stuff that I don't want to do inside. So I wanted a specific one to make soap. So that's what this one was for. I was gonna do that this summer. We'll go ahead and make some mayo with it though. It worked. So I forgot to put the ingredients into the mayo that make it good. Basically, you're supposed to do some vinegar, some mustard, and some sea salt to taste. I'm just probably gonna add the mustard because it's probably too late to do like the vinegar. And probably the salt will be okay. This will, at least according to the recipe, this will last like a week in the fridge. Go ahead and get this in here. Actually, oh, this is the problem when I get all messed up. Like, you know, something didn't go the way I planned. We're gonna save half for regular mayo and half is gonna be tartar sauce, so. All right, that was a ordeal, but there's your mayo. If your tools work properly, it won't be an ordeal. Now I know how Levi feels when like a tree's not going the right way, you know? On a much, much lighter level. I'm just gonna do the pickles and I think we add relish at our discretion. So what if it's bad? You know, what? These are my gloves now. Henry, you know, you're not 27 years later, we're gonna make just some, all of this amazing, super homemade food. We're gonna make a package of rice to go with it because that just, this evening did not go as planned. Never heard someone of these bad boys sitting around, right? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Come get it. There it is. Salmon patty. I am not going to take a bite on camera because it's going to be messy, but get a little side of rice here, and that's a crazy big dinner. So thanks so much as always for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We will be fading in and out of outside as Levi continues to get logs. That just kind of gets really repetitive. So thanks for hanging out inside with me today, and we'll see you guys next week.